Hello, people of the tube boom. Welcome back to another Carcast. As usual, I'm Chris.
I'm in the real deal.
Okay, so, let's see. Today we watched Hobbs and Shaw, and, where did we just eat at?
We ate at a restaurant called the Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, so, how'd you like Texas Roadhouse?
I thought they had some okay food.
Just okay?
Like in terms of a steakhouse, I give them about maybe 6.5 out of 10.
What, if you give them a 6 out of 10, what would you get, what Roadhouse then would you say is the best?
I don't know. Like, I just feel like there's, 6.5. Just because I feel like that, there's better ones out there for sure. Like the steak because what I ordered was like the ribeye and side steak fries and mashed potatoes, and all of it was okay, and the steak itself wasn't the best I've tasted. Like I can actually cook up like better steaks than what that I ate. But again, it was just sort of kind of in between.
Yeah, I'd agree. I got the portobello mushroom, I guess, grilled chicken, and it was okay. There's a bone in it, so definitely got dot points for that, because I don't want to choke on no bone, man.
Alright.
So, yeah, I think I'd give it a 6.5 too. Like, it took a little while to get the food. The waiter, which I can't complain too much. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
I like him. He's cool. If we ever eat there again, I wouldn't mind him serving us again. He's cool, but of course he forgot our silverware.
Which is an honest mistake.
It is, but it's still a mistake.
Right.
That you're not really supposed to make. But it's cool. I don't mind it,
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I go for 6.5. Yeah, we were served pretty well, other than gotten silverware. They danced too.
Yeah.
They danced to Cotton Eye Joe. Bid-up, Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Anyway, yeah, no, they danced that shit, and then there's like 2 other songs that all the workers. That's what took us so long to get goddamn silverware, because they were dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not a bad place. It's not good if you don't want to listen to country music, though. Like, it's called Texas Roadhouse, so.
I mean, you have to get the authenticity of Texas.
Okay, where's my outlaw country, man?
Well, it was probably during the morning or lunchtime.
Where's my Johnny Cash? My Willie Nelson?
Probably during the morning or lunchtime.
Why are you gonna play shit like that in the lunchtime, but at dinner you're gonna play some fucking Brad Paisley?
I don't know. I don't work there.
The fuck? I was disappointed in their selection of country music. I disappointed. So, that sucked. But, food is okay, so that was cool. Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw, though. Now we're gonna spoil it, because this is, of course, a Carcast.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's spoil Hobbs and Shaw. Well, one of the things that we couldn't mention about Hobbs and Shaw in the review was apparently Jason Statham killed his brother in the series?
Yeah.
Like that? What?
Like, I don't know. Like, I guess we have to rewatch the Fast and Furious series to like the parts where Jason Statham were in it.
He was only in 2. He was in 7 and then 8. We see him with his brother at the beginning of 7. Remember, because he's talking to him because his brother's in the coma. He walks out of the hospital and we never see him again. Or wait, whoa. Wait a minute. No! Were they together in,
No, I think his brother did wake up from the coma.
Yeah, wait, weren't they together in 8, though? Because in that mission to take down the massive super hacker, it's bullshit, in 8, didn't his brother help him?
I think so, maybe. I don't...
No, okay, now that I think about it, I'm 100% sure his brother was in 8, but I don't remember him killing him. Did he kill him?
See, I don't know. I don't remember it anyway.
We may be fucking this up, but I really don't remember him killing him in 8, but I only seen it the one time. In theaters, when it came out. But I don't remember him killing him. Also, there's some Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm.
What was the one Easter egg you pointed out in the fucking Shaw's car room place?
He was actually... Like, he has a Mini Cooper, along with his little mini collection of supercars, and he actually mentioned something about a job in Italy, which I believe that is a reference to the Italian job. Well, I'm guessing the first one.
The first one was in Italy? I thought that was in California.
I don't remember. But I swear to God, if it didn't have like the same color spectrum of the Mini Coupe from the Italian job.
I don't know. Like I said, I've only seen 5, 6, 7, 8 in this one.
Right.
Well, and 1, but that was the wee boy. So,
at least anyway, it felt like it was a reference, kind of nodding at the Italian job. I don't remember exactly if Jason Statham was in that movie.
Wait, the movie Italian Job or a Fast and Furious movie where they do an Italian job?
The Italian job.
The actual movie.
Yeah.
Did they remake that? Because I'm pretty sure that movie came out in like the 80s.
See, I don't remember.
I've never seen it.
I don't know. It could be going over my head. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't get it if it was, but oh yeah. Another part we didn't mention. There's this fucking part where like they had to disguise themselves. And it really annoyed the fuck out of me. Because like the sister, oh by the way, that's another thing. The woman that injected herself was Statham's sister. Did I say that in the review?
Yeah, you said that.
Okay. Well, there's a part where they have to disguise themselves to get to, was it Samoa, or were they heading somewhere else?
They were heading to Russia at that point.
Russia, okay. So they get to Russia, and they cover themselves with, like she had an actual disguise. Like, her hair's changed, like, she had these fucking eye things in, like, everything was different. Looking weird. But then you get to Statham. What the fuck is his last name? Statham. You get to Statham, and he didn't change anything. He put on a hat and glasses. He literally did the fucking Superman shit. You know, where, you know, my secret identity is glasses. That's what he did. And The Rock put on a shitty mustache. Same rock face, same hair, everything. He put on a hat and a shitty mustache. This is the worst fucking things I've ever seen. Worst trying to blend in whatever costumes, whatever I've ever seen. I was like, how the fuck would you sit there and be like, yeah, no, you look different? You don't look different. They look the same. Only the bitch looked different. It stood out because they did a terrible fucking job with that, and it annoyed me. It annoyed me. Oh yeah, Kevin Hart, because I actually didn't mention him when I talked about it. When they're on the plane heading to Russia, when they're heading to Russia, Kevin Hart pops out of his seat because they were arguing, because they do that a lot in this fucking movie, which is fine. But I will admit, towards the end there, it did start to kind of weigh on my nerves. There comes a point where you're like, okay, it's no longer, you know, funny banter, it's just bitching. But, like, Kevin Hart pops out and he's like, hey, boys, blah, 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 don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, air, what do they call him? Air Marshal? They're like, Air Marshal. And he's like, how'd you know? And they're like, your clothes and your look and your demeanor. And it turns out Kevin Hart was like this secret fucking agent, like, goblin fucking, what they call, like, this, like, deep state goddamn assassin character guy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Kevin Hart, a badass. Kevin Hart, a badass. I get it, that's the joke. But Kevin Hart didn't need to be in the movie.
Alright. Which I actually mentioned that in the review that we did.
You did. Like, he didn't need to be in the movie. At all. Why was he in the movie? Is it because he's friends with The Rock now?
Like, I mean, I think so, because, like, you know, going to the credits, it did say that, you know, it was produced by Rock's company, which was, like, Silver something. I don't remember the, like, name of it. But yeah, it was produced by him and Jason Statham, so I imagine that, you know, The Rock wanted Kevin Hart to play a little small cameo or something like that, since they're best friends.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I mean, like, I didn't care. Like, I didn't think he was, like, great in it. He's just Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart.
Alright.
Oh yeah, the villain. There's actually this fucking part, man, where he's electrocuting them, torturing them, and I have a problem with it. Because he's this big old super soldier, right? And, which, by the way, I gotta talk about that final fight scene between those three. Because it don't make sense when you get right down to it. There are scenes when he's fighting where people go to punch him from behind, and there's no way in hell he knows that they're there. But he ducks it, and he sees it coming, and all kinds of shit. How in the fuck did he not know that she escaped and was in the crowd and was going to put a gun up to him? How the fuck did he not see that coming? Especially since the only reason they were talking was to distract. If he's this intelligent black Superman, he calls himself Black Superman, how in the fuck did he not see that coming?
Well, the thing of it is that I don't think it's necessarily an automated system, so he, like, controls it manually, so I guess he doesn't really expect it, which, you know, it doesn't show, like, he has, like, any sort of cameras or anything like that, like, in the back of his head, or sensors or anything of the sort.
But he expects to randomly get hit in the back of the head? You see what I'm saying? And that's another thing. In the last fight, they say if we work together, we can get hits in. So basically, Rock would go to punch him, Black Superman would punch Rock, and Jason Statham would hit him in the middle of punching him. Which, okay, that kind of makes sense, but there's a problem. Because in the beginning of the movie, we seen him getting attacked from soldiers at the same time. By going by this logic, they should have at least hit him. I'm not saying they would have beat him. I'm just saying they should have hit him. They combine their, I mean, of course, you know, they're not Rock, and I get it, you know, they're the heroes, blah, 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 they gotta win. But that's my problem with this logic, and that is your own logic fails you in half these fucking fights. And that's what this fucking villain, other than him being boring, his shit makes no sense. Deckard Shaw, as a villain, he wasn't a Superman, he's just highly trained. He's good at fighting, he's good at shooting, and that's it. This Superman can't fight two people at the same time, even though he can. He can't take the punches of them, even though he can take bullets to the head. It doesn't make sense. And that irritates me. No, and I know it's a dumb action movie, but shit like that kind of annoys me. Because when it stands out that much... the car. That car part. With the truck. So there's this fucking scene.
Oh, gosh.
Where they're fighting on the back of this, like, tow truck thing. Without its, like, hitch or some bullshit. And they're fighting on the back of it. Okay, so, you know, Black Superman's beating the shit out of the Rock and Jason Statham, whatever. Then, okay. Out of nowhere, this tower breaks, okay? It breaks because they blew up the fucking, the underground secret villain base, whatever. And this giant ball made of concrete and steel fell off of the fucking tower, and it comes rolling at him. The ball crushes Black Superman in the back of the car. Black Superman, of course, survives because he's fucking Black Superman. Which is what I'm going to call him from now on, because I'm not fucking pronouncing just Albert name anymore. So, Black Superman gets crushed by the ball, and so does the back of this vehicle, which would have crushed the tires, the axles, and a lot of the internal parts underneath. And yet, the truck didn't instantly stop. It didn't swerve. It continued going for a while.
Well, see, here's my take on that. Because it has realistically been proven that you don't necessarily need the rear half of a vehicle in order for it to drive. But if it was a rear-wheel drive vehicle, then no, it shouldn't be able to continue. So my theory is that that truck had to been an all-wheel drive vehicle. So therefore, it had two main axles or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I'm not a fucking like car genius or whatever, but yeah, that's just my theory on it.
There's plenty in that. Well, and there's a bunch of shit under the car that needs to work, so that got smashed as well. So, like I said, that part annoys me. I mean, it doesn't annoy me as bad as the shit with the villain. I mean, the villain's an awful villain, and his shit makes no sense when you get right down to it. But like, I don't know. Like I said, movie's like a 6 out of 10. Any other like spoilers you can think of? Oh yeah, let's actually talk about that ending that we put up on a pedestal. So, they fly to Samoa because Rock's family is Samoan in real life, right?
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah, in real life he's Samoan. Well, they go to Samoa to visit his family, and they meet Rock's mom. Now, it's not his real life mom.
No, it's not his real life.
No, it's Samoa Mama. Big old woman that don't take shit from no one. Which, by the way, I would have loved to see her fight. Just clunk the shit out of him with that cane, man. But, like, so the brother tries to kill him because, what did they say? Did they say that he turned their father, the crime lord?
Yeah, from where Rock was like a former cop.
Yeah, he turned his father.
Yeah, he turned his father in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so in the family, his brother didn't like him, blah, blah, blah. Well, they turned it around, made the business a real business, and they gave up their guns, and they switched to Samoa weapons, like spears and clubs. And that's how they actually fought Black Superman at the end of the movie, with clubs. And, you know, we didn't really get to see people get speared, did we?
I mean, no.
They got, like, whacked in the face with them.
Well, they're more like blunt objects. Like, most of them were blunt objects.
Oh, yeah, but those spears certainly weren't. Those are actual spears. Like, when he opened the container and you seen the spears,
right.
Those are fucking spears. no one got speared. Well, one person got speared because Roman Reigns speared him.
Sure.
Which, by the way, that's another thing. If you're a wrestling fan, this movie actually had The Rock and Roman Reigns.
Yes.
He's like a pretty big wrestler now, from what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually a scene, and to me, this is kind of what made the movie worth watching. During the Samoa fight, where they're all fighting hand to hand and all that shit, there's actually a scene where him and Roman Reigns are fighting the fucking bad guys. And there's a part where The Rock, he grabs like the bad guy's arm, and he like Irish whips him. He fucking Irish whips him at Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns spears a motherfucker, which is his what, finisher in wrestling?
Yeah.
So he spears him, and he did his punch too. You seen that, right? When he punched him, the guy? Yeah. So the guy did both of his actual like wrestling moves, and I thought that was cool. Even though I don't watch wrestling anymore, it was cool to see that. It actually reminded me of like in Seven, when rock bottom Jason Statham through the goddamn glass table. I remember when I first watched it, and he fucking rock bottom through that table, and I went, by God, King! Like, that shit was badass. I fucking loved that scene. And that's what, to me, makes the ending for that movie worth watching. At least the Samoa fight. Oh yeah, and there's this other fucking part, man, where like they tie trucks together to stop this helicopter. It's really fucking weird, and really unrealistic. But that's not what I'm gonna bitch. I should bitch about it, because let me tell you, the chances of fucking when Roman Reigns throws those chains and they instantly twirl around and lock in place by themselves, that was horseshit. But I'm not gonna complain about it.
I don't know. Like, for something like that, obviously it's ridiculous, but I think it, fits the style of the Fast and Furious series.
It does. No, what I'm going to complain about is when they fell off the cliff. Because the way that helicopter rolled and the way that vehicle smashed, I don't give a shit if it's Fast and the Furious, if it's fucking Trauma, if it's goddamn the most outlandish shit ever. They'd be soup. Everyone, except for maybe Black Superman. The Rock would have been soup. Jason Statham would have been soup. Fucking his sister would have been soup. The other bad guy that was with him would have been soup. They would have been dead. So that part really annoyed me. Because let me tell you, I've seen some stupid shit happen in movies, but that shit, surviving that fall, that shit took the cake, man. Like, goddamn. That shit made that snow part in 7 look fucking realistic. And that shit was full of shit, but that fucking shit was amazing. So yeah, no, of course we hope you enjoyed this video and the others we made tonight. And yeah, no, go check out Hobbs and Shaw. And yeah, so peace.
Peace out.